Well, hello again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We'll get to the JRC in a moment. First, folks, real quick disclaimer: if you're unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, all pertinent links are right there in the description box for you. That way, should you like to go ahead and deep dive on either subject, you'll definitely be able to go ahead and do so. Trigger warning, this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. I, of course, use profanity. And when we talk about places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center or Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. So if you got a child that is 16 and younger and they are watching this, parental supervision, very much advised, alright? Cool? Good. Alright. So, I started with this one. Yeah, it's short and sweet, but I needed you to see the response because I about lost my shit laughing. It is a beautiful comment. You gotta see this. So, first, let me read this part here. Where we left off, by the way. Lori Ahan, President, Disability Rights International, met with the FDA a decade ago. Folks, think about that. Decade. We sent people there a decade ago. Think about that. To ban shock machines. To use this treatment on children with disabilities in Massachusetts Judge Rotenberg Center. Violation of international human rights law. Called a violation of the UN Convention of Torture by UN Special Rapporteur of Torture Manfred Nowak. Please see report below. Guys, you see this? This is the report that specifically the Disability Rights International, or DRI, compiled together before the FDA panel. We're talking all the way back in 2014, folks. 10 years ago. Literally 10 years ago that they compiled this together. The shock chair. Look at that, folks. Shackles on the chair. That's what that is. They put you in the chair. They shock you while you're in this chair, completely restrained. Yeah. Crazy, right? Oh, but they don't use restraints. That's right. They only use the GED device. Funny thing. Evidence has this crazy way of just popping up and exposing you when you least expect it, right? Now, this is an answer to the JRC. And I find it brilliant that they use this opportunity to be able to get this information in front of people's faces. So well done, MDRI. That was beautifully done. Let's go back to where we were, shall we? Alright, here we go. This one states here, I am an autistic adult. My partner and all 5 of my children are autistic, ADHD, or both. Now that I am not the only one who is officially diagnosed as autistic in my family, my nephew has it too, as well as being someone who has Down syndrome. So, yeah, it comes in families, kids. RFK is a moron, kids. Sorry. RFK Jr. Different subject, back on topic. Alright, here we go. Any form of shock as a deterrent is cruel and inhumane. If this were to be employed in any other setting, we would recognize it as such immediately and likely press charges against the teacher, caregiver, or parent using it. Exactly. You know what else is effective? A punch in the face. I don't see my doctor prescribing that particular type of medicine anytime soon, do you? That's the kind of thing that brings lawsuits, you know? This is the same. All use of shock devices should be stopped immediately. Point blank, period. Stop it. And stop with the same defense as JRC. But you don't understand. I've worked in the field. I have worked one-on-one with my fellow neurodivergents. The next person who tells me I don't understand is going to catch these goddamn hands. For real. Further, it is my opinion that those responsible for instituting this treatment should be charged with abuse. We literally don't even treat prisoners and murderers with this level of cruelty. In fact, there's been major protests. Remember the protests that were massive to shut down Gitmo during the Bush administration? Some of you who are younger maybe don't, but yeah, that was kind of a massive thing. People were just absolutely enraged by what was going on in Gitmo. And the campaign to get that place closed down entirely. We're talking about a multi-generational effort there. So yeah, A, I'm old. B, this is some bullshit. These are our family members, our friends, our parents, our children. These are human beings who deserve care and love. They need our help. If you truly have a heart, you will not stand by and let people like me be treated less than animals. I will leave you with some photos so you can see what autism really looks like. We are the people this policy affects. Of course, there's probably, because not that long ago, if you guys actually do follow me on Twitter with my handle, The Lady Autist, you'll notice that there are certain time periods where a bunch of us will gather together and we'll send photos out of what autism really looks like. This is why we put together little compilations and we send it out during times like this when everybody wants to paint us as perennial children. It's old. My nephew is not going to be a perennial child. He's going to have adult needs someday. And when I'm talking about adult needs, we're not talking about where society would automatically drag their brain because the whole society has their brain infinitely in the gutter. But as you get older, adult needs, okay? You treating us like children and making our treatment in accord with that which you would give a child is crippling a lot of disabled people. Stop the nonsense. That's all I'm saying. And yes, stop treating us as less than animals. We're not your pet, your little side product. And no, we do not have to conform. We do not have to pretend to be neurotypical every second of our lives. And we don't have to be miserable because we can't. And those of us who can, we're tired, we're old. We're not conforming to shit anymore. Alright? If you all continuously not meet us halfway on every single level of life, then we have no need to conform to your bizarre, completely not in line with real life expectations of us either. But then they'll never talk to you, you promise? Threatening me with a good time? It's like the dude who threatened to start sending rice and beans yearly instead. Like, bro. It's what I feed on now, mainly. Not because I have to. But do you all know how versatile rice and beans go? It's amazing. Anyways. We're going to move on to one more comment, because I at least want to get 3 in. Of course, somebody has to write another novel. So we have an individual who, like me, has worked inside the system. And if you're reading what he says here, it's actually quite interesting. I'm actually going to save this to do a separate video series on it itself. It's very interesting, but what he is telling you is he is going through all the claims of the JRC and shredding them one by one, just like we do on this channel, also known as a document right up my alley. But in interests of time, we can assume this very well educated and well rounded individual who has an open mind and is willing to evolve alongside medicine and science itself is against the GED device being used. And we're going to go ahead and close out for the evening, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few we do tend to get removed from time to time. So if you'd be so kind, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and of course, please don't forget to hit the comments. Also, make sure that you are still set up to receive notifications. Tomorrow, we're going to be continuing on with Down the Rabbit Hole series. Well, no, not tomorrow, Saturday. I'm getting my days confused. I'm sorry about that, folks. And on Sunday, we'll be continuing on with the brand new Snake Oil Salesman series as well. We don't want you to miss anything. I do appreciate your time, and as always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea absolutely do. Hope you have a good one. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye, everyone.